The Barclays is back with a bang. At long last, the Premier League has finally returned. And what a game they've given us. Liverpool 4, Bournemouth 2. We're going to talk about, all the events from minute 1 to minute 90. Discuss the players that played well and those who had stinkers. Because, spoiler alert, there were quite a few. But it's only right that we start with pre-game, where both sets of fans, Liverpool fans and the Bournemouth fans, paid a lovely tribute to Diogo Jota and of course his brother Andre Silva, who sadly passed away this summer. And then it was time for the action. Like I said, Liverpool fans, Bournemouth fans, rivals, neutrals, hate watchers, everybody was locked in with their popcorn, excited for what was to be a fantastic game, because in one corner we had Liverpool with all their superstar new signings popping their Premier League cherries against the cherries themselves, who had a brand new backline because of course players had gone to Real Madrid, PSG and so on and so forth. And let's be honest, it showed, because as much as both two teams are just fantastic pressers normally, they were giving away risky passes in dangerous areas. I see Iraola, he was fuming because they're doing a little passing out the back but in their own box. And likewise the Liverpool fullbacks, it was looking a bit shaky, wasn't it? Kirkes was eating grass a lot of the game. We're going to get into what he was doing. Frimpong likewise looking a bit shaky. But the one that surprised me the most, Konate. That's someone that I rate super highly, but he was moving. I know he loves his anime, so he'll love this one. He was moving like a Shikamaru who was doing his shadow jutsu to keep him locked in place, because he didn't know what planet he was. I don't know if he thought he was at Real Madrid or something already. I had no idea. But it was Bournemouth who got fortunate, because Senesi decides to start playing basketball on the halfway line, not given. Now here's already where I have my first issue, because the VAR, they didn't give it, fine, it came off his knee and then his arm or whatever, cool. But when we saw the replay, we saw that after the accidental handball that shouldn't have been given, he then literally swipes it with his hand when he realizes that EKITIKE is about to pretty much have an entire half to run into. And that's why I have an issue with VAR. Because rather than just saying, yo, you know what? My bad, we got it wrong. We didn't quite see the second handball. They were like, yeah, the denial of goal scoring opportunity, it wasn't quite that. It would have been a yellow, so we can't interfere. Just say with chest, fairs. We saw the first handball, we didn't see the second. But nevertheless, those who are wondering how Liverpool have had so much money to spend on all these new signings this summer, well, now we know. They cancelled their annual subscription to the VAR. No more VAR favours for Liverpool this season. I said that on Twitter as a joke here. You man know me. I'm a serious guy, but sometimes I can make a joke here and there. Every team can get it, but they were really angry at me. I don't know why. But as I said, the game went on, still 0-0, and this time Bournemouth were in the ascendancy. Antoine Semenyo, obviously having played against Kirkes in training so many times in their time at Bournemouth together, he was dragging that guy around the field by his ear like that. Honestly, Kirkes was eating grass for so much of that game, and he was roasting him, making the inside runs, beating him on the outside, beating him for pace, beating him for strength. It looked like it was all Bournemouth until some random bozo in a wheelchair decided to roll his thing forward to come and racially abuse Semenyo, and then roll back into his seat as if it was a calm thing. Big respect to Antoine Semenyo for not going crazy here, not having any mad reaction, because as always, you know what it's like. They're gonna say, oh, why are you playing the race card? Oh, it's not that deep, just play, you make 200k a week or whatever. If you want Semenyo, you won't get it. If you want an IC3 perhaps, you won't get it. So big ups to him for firming that, because other people, I've just been seeing videos on Twitter of WWE where there are staircases involved. I'm not going to say anything further than that, but abhorrent behavior from him, and fair play to Liverpool as well. They squash it straight away. They put the whole statement out saying, look, we don't condone this whatsoever. How do we fix this? I'll be real, I don't know. People are suggesting, point deductions, that kind of stuff. I don't think it's a viable solution, because again, we know there's scenarios where you can pretend to be a fan, or you can be a neutral, or you can do this just to spite another team. So I don't really know how to fix it, but it's definitely an issue that we have to speak about, because it's not acceptable. We are in 2025, you know what I mean? I mean, there was no year where it's acceptable, but you get what I'm saying. Like, at this point in time, that shouldn't be happening. But nevertheless, Bournemouth continued to attack. There was a chance that Tavernier had, because Kirkes again got nutmegged. I'm seeing Brooks, I'm seeing everyone just whipping crosses left and right. But against the run of play, it was Liverpool who took the lead. Hugo Ekitike had his, oh yes, welcome to Manchester United, Anthony Martial moment, because the ball, let's keep it real, it ricocheted off of Senesi, bounced back into him. Keeper, I don't know what he was doing, and Hugo slots it calmly home. But again, it was a deserved goal because Hugo had played so well before that, and Senesi deserved a bit of bad karma for, again, doing the whole basketball thing. So, lucky goal, but deserved. Half-time, 1-0. But there was nothing lucky about the second goal, because this time Hugo Ekitike was finding space in them left-hand pockets, receives the ball, gives it to Gakpo, who again made a fantastic run to have the awareness that, alright, he's going to hold it up and then lay me off. Bang, fake shot. Bang, another fake shot. And then finesses it bottom corner. Do you guys remember Glenn Cockerell v Brighton back in 1986? For those of us who remember. It reminded me a bit of that goal. Obviously his was on the right side, Glenn's more on the left side, but similar type of goal in case you didn't watch the game because your very legal live stream wasn't working. So 2-0, you're thinking, alright, that's it, game over. But no, because Frimpong was getting, again, absolutely dragged around by Brooks, both physically, for pace, for skill. I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. He was getting beat on the byline to every duel. It was astonishing. Both fullbacks got hooked, and you're thinking, alright, they're gonna kind of shut up shop now. Andy Robertson's on, they're bringing Endo on, they might play Szoboszlai right back or Endo right back. None of it worked because Szoboszlai, who you guys told me is so fantastic and is the most important midfielder, tried some foolish back heel, lost the ball completely. Bournemouth go up the other end. Brooks, phenomenal crossfield ball, literally whips it into the box like his prime Mark Albrighton. Semenyo, 2-1 to finish it. I said, wow, that is a goal and a half. At this point already, I'm sure Liverpool fans were looking for excuses about why Szoboszlai did this and that. Let us keep it real as always on this channel. We're not here to be doing like rage bait and whatever. We try to have sensible conversations on here. McAllister carried that midfield today, guys. Anytime I saw Frimpong struggling, McAllister was the running there. Kirker struggling, McAllister will go and run there to cover. Szoboszlai's version of running was like a headless chicken, just chasing the ball, non-stop chasing the ball, and then leaving those gaps that had to be covered by other people. So please, let this be the first sign of what I'm talking about with Szoboszlai. I know you guys saw it. Let's not try and lie. But then the goal of the day came from Semenyo again. This time it was a Salah mistake losing the ball in the box. Semenyo picks the ball up, runs, I don't know, 60, 70 yards. I'm screaming, pass, pass, pass. People are making the runs on the right. There's like 3 players there on the left. He chops it. Again, Van Dijk and Konate, they're spinning like they're in Beyblade. Like it's Tyson versus Kai, the first time they ever met. Semenyo rifles it bottom left by himself. 2-2, doesn't knee slide in front of the fans. Me personally, I'm not going to lie to you. Had it been me equalizing there, I'm running to that wheelchair fan. I'm knee sliding and I'm shushing him. And I'm going like that. I'm going like that, bro. I'll even do a cartwheel just because I can. Or I'll do like a backflip or something. Because that was outrageous behavior from him. But again, fair play to him for, you know, not rising to it and doing his thing. Unfortunately for him, in the grand scheme of things, match-wise, it didn't mean much in the end because Liverpool made some substitutions. We were looking a bit shocked, saying, alright, Wirtz has had a stinker here, but Chiesa? Really? A quick word on Wirtz because, again, you know, we've seen the lineups and whatnot. Florian Wirtz, I'm a big believer in him. I'm a big fan of his. We have to call it how it is. That was a stinker. Almost every pass just seemed to be mishit, too soft. In the duels, he wasn't, you know, getting stuck in. Basically, Florian Wirtz was playing like someone who was just coming off an ACL injury like last week. And this was his first game. Very timid in the challenge. I said, no, man. This is not the Wirtz that I know. So, yeah. Hopefully better from him. We're not going to overly, you know, criticize because it's game one. It's all about just getting the results. And Chiesa is the man who got that result. Some may call it a fluke. I don't know. The ball bobbles around. 2 Bournemouth players go to head it together. And then what do you know? It falls perfectly to Chiesa, who's kind of falling back and then volleys it into the bottom right corner to win it very, very late on. I think it was, what, minute 88? And I'll be real. I want to say undeserved without people getting angry. I feel like that game deserved a draw. The way both teams played, the chances that were made on both again, both teams. I feel like a draw would have been fair, but at the same time, it's not about who deserves what. It's about getting the 3 points, especially now at the start of the season. These kind of games, when you're the champions and everyone's, you know, got a target on you, you have to get them anyhow you can, and then worry about performances if you're playing like this in match day 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, because that is when the talk of, you know, the forbidden word. If you know, you know. I'll tell you for those who don't. Unsustainable. If you play like that 5, 6, 7 games in, people will start saying unsustainable. But for now, take the result anyhow you can and run away with it. And that's exactly what they did, because it would not be a Barclays game. I keep calling it Barclays. I know it's not anymore, but in spirit, I'm going to call it Barclays. It wouldn't be a Barclays game if Salah did not show up minute 94 after being virtually anonymous for 93 minutes to come and score his goal. Genuinely, I know they're going to come and bring me some kind of stats now and pretend he was good. We all watched the game. You can't do that today. We literally, the whole world was locked into the Premier League today. So we all saw he tried that Trivela pass about 7 times. The keeper just kept catching it or punching it away. He tried beat his man a couple times. It rolled straight out. It was not a good game, but that is why Mo Salah is Mo Salah. He doesn't have to have a good game, but he'll still deliver at the end of the day. He got his goal. They won the game 4-2. And again, lovely celebration. He did the Jota. I don't know, what is it, a crocodile, or like, you know, the celebration he does. So big respect for that one. They all did, to be fair, because EKITIKE was doing the 2-0 as well. So again, big respect to all of them. Gakpo done it as well. Obviously Chiesa, I don't remember him doing it, but he done like a, you know, he's gassed in it. It's 80th minute, you've won. He's just thinking about, wow, I've scored my first goal for Liverpool in the Premier League, to add to, was it against Accrington Stanley when he finally scored. So I guess if we're going for a best player for each team, of course it's going to be the EKITIKE excellence. Before he came off, fantastic player. You have to ask yourself, I said it before and I got shouted at, but is Isak a necessity? Guys, I really rate Isak. I think he's a fantastic striker, but guys are talking about him like he's prime Pele, you know, like he's coming off the, not even prime, 1958 Pele, when he pulled up, burst onto the scene. Guys, when you have a striker like this and forwards like this already, and you look at how they were defending, go and sort that out. Go and get a 6, because we've seen without Gravenberch being available, the midfield is not good enough. It's not good enough. The depth anyway, it's not good enough. We've seen that, boom, we bring off a right back, we start putting Endo there, Szoboszlai might have to go there. So if I'm Liverpool, I'm spending my money in other areas. But if you're a Liverpool fan, let me know what you would do. Do you think you should still target Isak, pursue Isak? Again, he's better than EKITIKE. I just feel as though you've already spent 90 million. Go and allocate your resources better elsewhere. At the other end, of course, Semenyo was my man in the match in that regard. Had it been a draw, I think he would have been given the award. But, you know, naturally, Liverpool won, so you have to give the award. That's fair. I was also very moved by Alex Scott. I think he's finally showing signs of the player that we all gassed him for, and it's like Bristol City, you know, 2022 times. He's finally, looks like he's recovered from all the injury worries and whatnot to be balling out. So I'm really happy for him. True Fair at left back, he done an alright job as well, I would say, for Bournemouth. Petrovic in goal, I wasn't moved. I wasn't moved whatsoever by that. I didn't like it whatsoever. As for Liverpool, look, I'll go through all the players because, again, like I said, EKITIKE, fantastic. Salah, he scored a goal, so they're going to post the SofaScore stats and ratings and whatever. GG's. Wirtz, not a good debut. But again, this is what happened with Caicedo, right? I was gassing Caicedo for like a year. He went to Chelsea. He had a shocking debut. I said it was a shocking debut. And then from then onwards, I've been gassing him again. And what do Chelsea fans do? They go back 2 years to me saying, what a shocking debut. And they put it in like cold compilations of him tackling like last week. And I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm just calling what I see, right? We can't use previous biases to affect how we look at today's game. I love Florian Wirtz. He was rubbish today. Those things can both be correct. Let's not lie about it. The rest of the team, as I said, Szoboszlai, stinker, but that's not a surprise to me. I expect nothing from that guy. McAllister, big respect for covering so many of the gaps that were left exposed by Szoboszlai, running around like a headless chicken, thinking he's Perlo with the headband thing. The fullbacks, abhorrent. Konate, I don't know what planet he was on. And Van Dijk, 50-50. There were moments where he saved them massively, because again, Bournemouth could have had a couple in that first half. Very dangerous from set pieces too, but again, playing guys onside and not engaging with the tackles at times when people are bombing forward, not the greatest. And Alisson, look, there's not much you could have done about the 2 goals in my opinion. So yeah, fantastic start to the Premier League. Again, keep the likes coming, keep the comments coming, because I'm going to try be here every day. I'm not going to cover every game in individual videos, so probably I'll have like a Saturday recap, entire long form video, a Sunday recap, entire video, rather than like one game, because I'm only one human being. I got to post a TikTok and then the YouTube video here. That's why they're always at like 12:30 or 1 a.m. But again, if you do appreciate the long form content, you know what I'm pointing at. And it's not Isaac. It's that 100k plaque by the end of the season. Let's start with a bang. Let's finish the season with a bang. And I'll see you guys tomorrow in a bit. Bosh.